Honorable Mahama Ayariga, thank you very much for making time to join us this morning.
Good morning to your viewers.
Great. So this is coming just not too long ago, last year, when we had to engage you about similar incidents there involving the military, where you actually had to take a step to go to Shraj. What is it that is happening now?
Well, I mean, it's difficult to understand why the military will do what they are doing, because to be able to keep peace, you need to work with the community, and the community needs to have confidence in the security agencies. But when it is rather the security agencies that are doing the killing, then you are creating a situation where you provide justification for the community not wanting to cooperate with law enforcement agencies. And we all don't want that. That is why I find it totally unacceptable that the military should behave the way that they have conducted themselves in Bawku. And in particular, the way that these 3 young men were killed. They were murdered because the security agencies, the soldiers, actually apprehended them, and they had no reason to shoot and kill these 3 young men. And so I find that totally unacceptable, and we will continue to demand accountability on the part of the security agencies.
So as I asked earlier, what's your understanding for our viewers, corporate leaders who don't get time to follow the news until a morning like this when they are all glued to this set, and our viewers abroad? What is it that led to this killing?
How do I know what led to the killing? Young men are sitting in their base and having their conversation, and then the military pounced on them. One escaped. They shot and missed him. Then the 3 that were there, they apprehend them, they beat them up, and then they shoot them. The people are not fighting soldiers. Soldiers are not fighting the people. The soldiers haven't come out with a statement telling us exactly what these 3 young men were doing, for which reason they had to.
Yes, but you are the MP, so you would have found out, as you have always done, and even gone ahead to take, action in legal action against them. It's unthinkable that the military will attack, shoot, and kill without any provocation.
Exactly. That is why I am condemning them, because they should produce the provocation. What was the provocation? I am saying on authority, and there are eyewitnesses. The assemblyman for the area is alive. He came out, he pleaded with the soldiers to release the boys. They refused. So there are witnesses. So obviously, the military is the one to produce provocation. What provoked me to the point where, after you had apprehended them, if they were even running away and then you fired, you could have concocted a story. But you arrested them. They were fighting with you. So on what basis did you decide to shoot them? So that is really something that the military owes us an obligation to explain. So I'm not the one to produce the reason why that happened. I know that my boys were just having their conversation, and then the soldiers pounced on them. 4 of them, 1 ran away. They shot and missed him. Then they apprehended the 3, picked them up. The assemblyman came out, pleaded with them. They won't release them. Then ultimately, they shot those 3 boys and killed them. So they should tell us why.
Please hold on briefly for me. Amadou Hamza Zanga, the MCE for Bawku, thank you for joining us. What do you know led to what has happened, leading to the killings, and throwing the town once again into this heightened tension? Hello, Amadou.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Yes. I said good morning, and good morning to all cherished listeners. It's a sad moment for Bawku. I must say so because as the municipal chief executive and as the chairman of the Municipal Security Council, this is a very difficult moment for us in Bawku. Yes, the question about the murder of the 3 guys rightly mentioned. That is true. The thing is that we are politicians, and as politicians, there's always the need for us to be decorum. There's the need for us to be exercise some civility, and also be very mindful of the things that we say on air and also in the media. All of us are putting our heads together to ensure there's lasting peace in Bawku. The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the National Security Minister, the Regional Minister, and myself, including the Member of Parliament, we are all putting our heads together to ensure there's peace in Bawku. Be that as it may, if things like that come up, we are not part of, we are not first witnesses of the thing. We sought to rely on others for information. I am on the ground, and I always think that there's a need for us to always talk and collaborate. We'll get to ascertain whether or not indeed a particular incident happened or not. Yes, when this happened, I heard a gunshot about 200 to 300 meters away from my house. Indeed, the first point I would always call is the police divisional commander, and also I'll follow up a call on the military commander, because they are the men on the ground.
Right, so you say you are the man who is on the ground. That's very
Absolutely.
good. And you label this as murder. That's even more serious. So tell us what led to the murder.
No, I am using it for people to understand, ordinary members to understand. Good. Now, when I heard these gunshots, it is normal in Bawku that I would always call to find out from these security captains. And it took them a few minutes for them to respond back to me. And then the commander of the military on the ground mentioned to me that, in fact, they had an exchange with some boys who were around Asaniya school. I said, what boys? Where are they coming from? It was, at that time, being a stranger, difficult for him to tell me exactly where the boys are coming from. But I said, what happened? And then he told me they actually fired into them, and they also fired back. And because of that, they were able to neutralize them, as the term they always use in the military. And so it led to the death of 3 persons. However, they have called the police to come for them. This is exactly what the military commander has informed me on that said day. And so I am reporting to you based on the facts that I gathered from them. In fact, I went back to the police commander and equally got the same story from the police commander.
The boys were doing what exactly?
They were, according to them, they were firing back at them. They saw them and they were firing guns up to the soldiers. And they exchanged gunshots with them.
Yeah, so what happened? What led to exchange of gunfire? Something must have happened. What was that?
No, that I can't tell. I wasn't on the ground. And I'm telling you exactly what I was told.
Yes, those who are telling you, they don't tell you what led to the exchange of gunfire?
You see, in Bawku here, what we know is that, and when there are guns fired around, usually and ordinarily, the 2 tribes, Mampushis and the Mampushis and then the Kusasis, would always be at each other. And there are occasions, and many occasions, the military or the police must come in between them to separate the fight. And when they come, you cannot come and tell them, leave my gun, put the gun down. No. The only thing they do is to fire gunshots to disperse either the Mampushis and the Kusasis to run away back home. This is what they do here.
Right.
So if you come very closer to one of the feuding factions, what the military would do is to engage them, because if there are gunshots, according to them, we have always asked them and cautioned them to be mindful of the things that they do.
Yeah, so over 48 hours, you still do not know what exactly led to the exchange of gunfire. You are the head of the municipal security.
I'm reporting to you based on the information that I gathered.
Yes, but your information, yes, but sir, your information, as you admit, is incomplete, because there will not be exchange of gunfire without anything. Something must have happened. What were the guys doing exactly that led to it?
So that is why I'm telling you that the military commander had informed me that the guys were exchanging gunshots with them. They were exchanging gunfires with. That's what he told me. That's what he told me.
Yeah. So if you understand me, if you understand me, if you understand me respectfully, sir, I get the part about exchanging gunfire with the military. But what led the military to get to them to lead to the exchange? What happened? If were they fighting some group?
There were gunfires.
Okay.
There were incidences in Bawku in the last week. A guy was killed earlier. A Mampushi man was killed earlier. And I think 2-3 days afterwards, 6 people were fired, not too far away from the police station. It led to an instant death of one Moshi man. Then subsequently the following morning, a 17-year-old boy died through that incident. 4 of the victims are currently hospitalized in 2 hospitals in Bawku. Some are at the Presbyterian Hospital and some are also at Bandyard. Then we heard of another major incident or killing incident, if I may use that term, in Bolgatanga, of which somehow others related it to the Bawku case. And so because of that, it began, shots started the whole Bawku. Especially closer to Sabungari areas, of which I am not too far away from that place. And so it took us the following day up to dawn, and there were gunfire in Bawku.
Bawku is, if you may say, it's a militarized zone now.
I'm coming. Something. So I am giving you the historical antecedent that led to this. You are asking of the cause.
All right.
Or what triggered these things. And so let me also let me caution you that in Bawku, somebody can just get up and take a gun and start firing without a cause.
Yeah, we have heard reports like that.
And so it's like that. It is not as if there must be a trigger, and that would be the one that would lead into another conflict or something.
Right. So to the question I was about to ask you, yeah, thank you very much for that. To the question I was about to ask you, Bawku is literally, you can say, it's now a militarized zone.
Absolutely.
The military is everywhere. So how do these things happen on the blind side of the military? People getting killed and so on. The feuding factions.
Something. Let me tell you that Bawku is more dangerous than what you think. You cannot have every military man standing by everyone's house. You can't have a policeman to a particular house. And so the deployment that we do in the municipality is supposed to be a distance from the other. And that's what you do.
But now, have you not failed in your duty to ensure that there are no guns in the homes, where we are told almost every house, has guns?
There will never be 2 months past that without searching. The military and the police have done a lot of searching. They've searched almost all houses in Bawku, and it is very difficult to retrieve these guns from the residents of Bawku. Mr. Mahama Ayariga is aware of what I am talking about.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that this happened since the 50s.
Okay,
constant searches in Bawku.
So tell me, as head of the Municipal Security Council, what is going to happen from here after what you have gathered?
We are actually putting our things together. We're gathering our facts. When it happens, there are some instances that we call an emergency meeting. There are other instances where we wait to gather the facts before we can call for a meeting. As I talk to you, the place is not that safe. The commanders are moving about and ensuring there's peace in Bawku. They will have to ensure that people are safe. So we are preparing ahead. From now to Monday or Tuesday, we'll call for a meeting and then and look at the way forward.
When the EC wanted to do a registration exercise there, you know, there had to be division, all sorts of problems. Do you think Bawku can host elections this year?
I am not the EC, and I'm also not the security man, but I can tell you...
You are the head of the security there.
I am the head of the security in Bawku, but I'm not a security man, Samson. I am telling you that my men are ready to ensure there is free and fair elections on 7th December 2024. But I cannot predict what will happen before then.
Yeah, but
all things being equal.
Okay, briefly and finally... Right.
We will have elections on the same day that Ghanaians will equally have their elections in all the other
Thank you for that. Briefly and finally, what has become of the news we were told about the intervention of the Asantehene and the team to try and bring peace? Because what you need is peace, and it must be as quickly as possible. This fighting and bloodshed has continued for just too long.
Asantehene is matter, the one that they sent, I think it's AGM, right?
That's right.
Yes, what I can tell you is that it is handled at the national level. I am not privy to some of the information that is being handled at the national level. So I think that the president, in his own wisdom, had been able to stick with Asantehene and ask them to ensure they put their heads together to bring lasting peace to Bawku. And I'm very confident about the process, that indeed it will come out and everybody will go to rest. Yeah,
except it's taking too long, and you are having to superintend over a ghost town, and you must not be happy about that.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm not happy about it. As a municipal chief, you are inheriting within 3 weeks, and there's conflict in Bawku. You must be so worried about this development. I am yearning to ensure that I bring bread and butter to the people of Bawku.
Amadou,
the development is something that is actually causing us a whole lot of problems within the municipality. And we are spending so much time on security, almost every 24 hours. Our attention is on security either than development.
You're right. Yes. Amadou Hamza Zanga, MC for Bawku, thank you very much for your time, sir. Right. Back to you, the Honorable MP for Bawku Central, Mahama Ayariga. Now that you are hearing from the MCE what appears to be the cause of what happened, what do you say?
The MCE told you that he was told by the security people that that is what happened. Naturally, the security persons who have committed the act will cover their tracks. They will not tell him the truth. I'm telling you, friends and agents to the community, eyewitnesses saw everything that happened. These boys were not exchanging fire with anybody. They were actually apprehended by the soldiers because they were sitting. They were not, one ran away, but the others were sitting there because if I'm doing nothing, I haven't committed an offense and I'm sitting at my base and you are coming, why should I run? But one of them ran. The three that thought that there was nothing wrong with waiting for soldiers to come to them, they got apprehended by the soldiers. They beat them up. The assemblyman came out and pleaded with the soldiers to release the boys. They refused. And then ultimately, they shot the boys. He gets some of the community. So when soldiers do that, you expect them to now come and tell you, MC, that, oh, no, we just beat them up. They annoyed us, and then we started to shoot them. Don't forget that these same soldiers, last year, they went and shot about 7 young men.
Yeah.
When I took them on, they issued a statement saying that they neutralized those people. I took the matter to Shraj. Last month, Shraj wrote back to me saying that the soldiers denied killing anybody on that day at that community. So, clearly, they would deny. But let's to the community to find out exactly what happened.
Yeah, but Shraj cannot stop. Shraj cannot stop at listening to the soldiers and say, since they've denied, that's the end of it. Because it is investigating.
I'm just telling you the attitude.
All right.
I'm giving you the attitude that they will deny, even when they have committed the offense. Even in this instance where they publicly admitted They said they use Israelite. They use the word Israelite. And you heard the MP also saying that they said, oh, they described young men who were engaged in the exchanges with them. There's no young man in Bawku who just face soldiers and be engaged in gunfire exchanges with soldiers. No young man will do that. Because these are professionals. They know how to shoot better than you. So the boys don't engage the soldiers. They don't. It is their life.
But don't you think that you may be assuming too much when you say no young man, you know, with such, you know, completeness, particularly where we are told again about how even, is it a bomb or so was planted by ordinary people in the same area? So some young men may be capable of doing what you may not be able to imagine.
Let me tell you something. If the young men engage the soldiers, I will know. And I'm telling you that they did not engage the soldiers. I will know. And I will not go public and attack the military when I know that the boys are wrong. I've not done that before.
Okay.
But when they are wrong, the soldiers are wrong, we need to face them and let them know that they are wrong.
Right.
We need them there. We have called for reinforcement. We've called for the military to be brought there, and they have been brought there in response to our own plea. But then, you should not also become the problem. That is my concern. I'm not against the soldiers.
Right.
But I also will not allow the soldiers to just assume that when they get frustrated, then they should, unleash mayhem on the young people.
Are you hopeful?
You are not an ordinary human being. You are very professional.
As a MP, I'm sure you are also very worried about the fact that your beloved, you know, constituency and town is being turned into a ghost town, and even religious organizations that have hospitals there threatening to withdraw, you know, their staff because they are not safe, banking services and all of these. How hopeful are you of a resolution? How soon from all that is going on so far?
Well, you know, the underlying cause of the problem in Bawku, I would say, and I said this on your station yesterday in the morning, and the MP was challenging me, but he knows. The truth of the matter is that the NPP promised my uncles, you know, chieftaincy, and they voted on account of that promise, and then they haven't done it, and they still are fighting, you know, asking for their own pound of flesh. But you promised us this, and you must give it to us. Now, they know that it is not possible. Nana Akufo-Addo came and then publicly said that, no, that's not possible. Bawumia himself came recently and also said that is not possible. Hello?
Yes, you are on.
Yeah, so now the issue is for them to now enforce their position. The fact that, you know, chieftaincy cannot shift from Kotasi to Mampushi. They have to enforce that. There is an outstanding issue, which is that the Mampushis have then gone to Enskin Arrival, supposedly Enskin Arrival chief, who is sitting in Aleru.
That's right.
The government says that is wrong. The government hasn't done anything about that. So these are the underlying causes. If you don't deal with it and you bring the entire Ghana armed forces to the place, like the MPE said, because you cannot, you know, place a soldier before every single house, you know, you still have security challenges without dealing with the underlying issues.
All right.
That's the reality of the situation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am hoping that Otufo, His Royal Majesty, will find a way of getting both sides to engage. And I believe that under his authority, both sides will engage constructively, both Kotasi and Mampushi, so that we can come to some amicable understanding that the status quo is what will remain, and then find a way of dealing with the issues of the other side. Then we can, you know, fight and then chart a path of peace and then redevelop the constituency.
Thank you.
So I repose so much confidence in Otufo and his ability to bring this situation under control.
Thank you very much. Let me go to